Hey there, it's Leslie at Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and I've been working on finding a good recipe for sugar-free royal icing for a while, and I wanted to let you know what I thought about this one. I'll leave the recipe in the description. So I don't know if you can tell by looking at it, but the consistency is kind of like that of mashed potatoes. It's really airy, there's lots of air bubbles. I got it to settle down for the flood icing, and it held its shape for outlining okay. But it really didn't work very good for adding all of these details. The icing immediately started to bleed, even though the white base layer underneath was dry, and it completely held its shape. I couldn't get this icing to flatten out whatsoever or smooth out. And no matter how much I worked with it with the scribe, it just didn't work. So I probably maybe needed to add some more water. But regardless, it's super airy, and maybe the consistency of an icy or a Slurpee that you'd get at 7-Eleven. It worked okay for doing a wet-on-wet effect, and it also worked just fine for piping immediately. You didn't have to let anything dry, just kept going, but it did bleed all over the place. And the longer it sat, the more it bled into the white icing below. And because of the texture of the icing, it just crumbled when you tried to write or paint onto it. So I wouldn't recommend this for cookie decorating, even though it tastes just fine. However, for making royal icing transfers and these flowers, it held up just fine with the consistency I was using, although I still had a problem with the color of the cookie bleeding up into the icing. If you have a good royal icing recipe that's sugar-free, I'd love to know. Thanks for watching. See you next time.